Alright, there we go. And we're live. How's it going, everybody? Alright. So, what are we looking at for price right now? Real quick. Not bad, man. Thanks. Market's all red again. You know, blood in the streets means time to load up the bags, right? I've actually been spending most of my afternoon doing price breakdowns. So, or not price, but price history. So I've been on Poloniex over here on TradingView because I found out that they actually have data all the way back to 2014, which is kind of cool. So I combined the data from here along with, where's that? Price history from Coinbase about what XRP's price went to in 2013, 2014, when it actually had its all-time high. How's it going, James Llewellyn? Did I say that right? Llewellyn? Hold tight. Hell yeah, Danny B. How's it going, XRP Carpe Diem? Glad to have you here, brother. So yeah, what I basically did though is I went back to 2013, found the price high of around, it's basically around 6 cents, is like 5, I don't know, what exactly is it saying here, 580? 5, oh no, it was like straight up 6 at one of these points up here. Yeah, so 6.1 cent was the all-time high back in 2013, right? And then we can hop over back to our chart here and see that after 2013 it spent basically all of 2014 kind of consolidating, and then at the end of 2014 they got this jump up to 3 cent, so basically half of the previous all-time high, and then it consolidated. But after it consolidated this time, something interesting, it maintained a higher low from its previous point, right? So what I think happened with that previous wave is, instead of all of the run up in 2013 just being front loaded, right, in the very first wave, and then the second wave, which is this one that we have over here now, right? This tiny little thing from back in the day. It was big back then, you know, it was huge back then. What did people experience back then? Let's see what the price gain was from this. So I mean, you know, basically 3,000% gains. I'm sure some people enjoyed that, right? Back in 2013. Wow, a lot of stuff going on in the question. How's it going, Fadi Hawalai? I definitely said that wrong. I'm wondering why, when the CEO of Ripple announces that last week was going to be the biggest week for Ripple, why are we seeing the price go down? Because speculative markets are speculative, Fadi. That's basically the easiest way to explain why nothing's happening in XRP, right? Don't ignore it if you can't afford it. Or if you can afford it. Yeah, absolutely. How's it going, Human Tripod? It's evening here, but good afternoon to you. Daz Habranian? Did I say that right? Hiberian? I want moon now, Martian, damn it. I'm sorry. I forgot my gravity attraction gun back on Mars, so I can't pull the moon to the planet, you know? Sorry, dude. If I had a lasso, right? How's it going, Aiden? How you doing tonight, buddy? James, hello. This is where we get tested, no doubt, dude, no doubt. But yeah, now is where if you got money, now is where you stack your bags. But, you know, otherwise, just hodl. Just hodl strong, ladies and gentlemen. No reason to sell out when we're in a dip. We know that higher times are to come. It's just a matter of when, right? He said it was going to be the best week for Ripple for contracts. So they'll probably announce some of them soon. Who knows? Yeah, I can't wait to actually hear what we get as far as announcements in the next week or so from Ripple, right? I mean, if it is one of the best weeks of all time for them, then we should get some good news at some point here soon, right? I agree, but when the CEO of a company says that, don't you think people would start buying like crazy? I'm praying that this hits big. Just want to see real numbers. Yeah, I mean, you just got to be patient, dude. I mean, I've been here for years now. You know, things don't happen overnight. We've gotten some pretty crazy big news in regards to Ripple over the last year, and none of the good news has driven it up. You know, I mean, we know from last year alone, 2018, we got announcements that we have that Ripple is partnered with MUFG, right? Like the third largest bank in the whole world. And we have right here in 2018, MUFG saying that they're going to see what goes on with their, this 2018, May 2018, May 14th, 2018. They released this announcement saying that MUFG, Standard Chartered, Bank of PCL, and then Mitsubishi Corporation are all going to pilot RippleNet, right, to make cross-border payments. And then we get this announcement in May 21st, 2018, that, again, MUFG intends to switch onto blockchain payments by 2020, right? And then at the end of 2018, this comes thanks to XRP Stewart. He sent me a link to this. This is a memorandum of understanding between MUFG and Banco Bradesco signing a memorandum of understanding to develop a new cross-border payment service, again, utilizing Ripple, right there, even though it doesn't want to highlight Ripple for whatever reason. So it's like, you know, we get good news all the time, but you don't see it affecting the price, right? You just got to be patient. You got to wait for all these big financial individuals to be able to, get the green light and the ability to integrate all their services to utilize a digital asset without it, without them being fined by their local governments. But it seems like, G20 gave us that regulatory clarity, so we're just now waiting for all the lights to go green, right? You get you go from red light to yellow light, to yellow light again and then green. We're on our first yellow light. Just be patient. We finally got the red light that went yellow. We're almost there, right? Hit that thumbs up. I much appreciate the recommendation to everybody out there, digital asset guy, to hit that thumbs up. I appreciate the recommendation to the community. Wonder how many people will take your advice. Thank you to everybody that's tuning in right now. We're up to 63 people tuned in. I appreciate each and every last one of you. Thank you so much for tuning in this evening. I hope you're all having a wonderful Sunday afternoon, evening, morning. Maybe it's Monday for some of you if you're like anybody from Japan or a little further over maybe in Hawaii. Would it be morning? Would it be Monday morning in Hawaii? No. It'd be Sunday morning in Hawaii, right? Around about? I don't know. How's it going, John 5? Fire sale, can't wait. No doubt, dude. XRP above 40 cents again. Good. It can stay there where it belongs, right? Yeah, this what it's been doing, at least on Poloniex, is it's not liking to obey any either the 200-day or the 50-day as far as treating it as a resistance or a support right now. So we'll see what happens. That's actually why I've started mapping out price histories to try and figure out maybe we're a little bit earlier in the trend. We might be going sideways for a while still. We'll see. But I want to switch over here to Bitstamp again real quick. See what it looks like on Bitstamps, because Bitstamps, it doesn't seem to have been as violent, strangely. It's been like really stable over here. I don't know why. When you hold as much XRP as I do, you would be concerned with this as much as I am. Well, Fadi, I hold quite a bit of XRP myself, but I'm not sitting here sweating what's happening day to day, because it's just not good for your health, brother. It's just not. If you're holding so much that you feel that you have to obsess over it day after day, then you might need to loosen up some of what you got. I'm not a financial advisor, but you know, for your own health, that might be a recommendation, right? Oh my God, you're an engineer. Who's an engineer? Oh, Garrett Leeson. Oh wait, what's? Do we have a troll? Is that what's going on? Stop fudding. There could be new investors here. I'm not fudding, dude. Oh, you're talking to Foddy. I mean, I don't know. I don't think he's fudding even. He's just pointing out that, you know, price is flat. And it is. XRP is stablecoin king, but at the same time, you know, absolutely, dude. I try and make content as frequently as possible because that's what people want. Somebody that's going to be reliable, right? Nah, there's new stuff to cover every day, brother. Yep. Dollar cost averaging, Tom B, preach it. It's a paper loss and more time to accumulate. Yeah, ultimately that's what I look at anytime the price goes down. It's just a chance to accumulate more, guys. It's not like if you're freaking out about the price dropping, you know what I know? I know that anybody that's complaining about the price coming down to 39 cents, they haven't been in that long. Because just back at the beginning of May, you know, we were all the way down at 29 cents. Even on like a good hour to be looking at the clock back in April, you might have seen 38. Right, you might have seen 38. But before that, you were waiting almost half a year, nothing below 40. Price has gone up, is what I'm getting at, right? You have to be focused on the long term here, right? This is an emerging asset. Everybody here, you're early. You know, we're all really early. So the question is, are you going to be patient and wait for that payday to come? Or are you going to sell at the first, you know, exit point that you see yourself getting to where you're like, oh, that's a profit, whatever, you know? Everybody's here for a different reason. That's why, you know, I'm not here to advise you on what you should do. I'll share what I'll do. And my opinion is this is an asset that's going to the moon, to Mars. It's gonna loop around the entire solar system, spreading nanites. They're gonna consume the entirety of our solar system, right? And that solar system is gonna be renamed to Ripple because it's that big, right? It's gonna take up that much value. It's crazy. Like, it's absolutely insane to think about what Ripple is actually doing compared to any other group in this space. Yeah, like it's whatever. Everybody's entitled to their own opinion, everyone. It's cool. I mean, I've been riding all the waves, brother. I got in at 16 cents. Well, I mean, if you got in at 16 cents, then you should have been taking profits back at $4 enough that you just chill, right? Hell, if I got in at 16 cents, I would have taken profits in the $3 range. Probably at $3.50 is what I would have sold at. No, $3.20. $3.20 for a nice cool 200x, right? Or wait, 20x. Wasn't that a Johnny Depp movie? What? I missed something. Martians have been waves. Weak hands, we shaking out. 29 days. 29 in 2 days. I hope to be the moon before my 25th. That's a good price, or that's a good goal there, Mike. You know, that's what I expect. I'm like, you know, I'll have 3 million by 33. By the time I'm 33, I'll have $3 million, and I'll be happy. If I don't have $3 million, then I messed up somewhere along the way. I think that's the only way I don't get to 3 million in this market, especially knowing what, you know, just the longer you spend in crypto, the more clear the roadmap kind of becomes. Just about like, when you look at like how the real world operates, how money moves, what systems need to be in place before another system can come into play, you know, it's going to be an interesting next few years. There's going to be so many different projects for so many people to make absolutely insane returns on, because we're talking about a new age of value. The nanites rewriting everything. Oh yeah, it was that was Singularity. That was one of the parts in it at the end where like he starts to like turn everything into a nanite swarm. But yeah, that's legitimate. Like, hive mind nanites, like we already are starting to see them be made. You know, they have like there's a video clip of like 1,000 robots all dancing in Unity. Like it's not that sci-fi. It's just kind of terrifying to think about. You know, like if there's like a virus that gets loose that, you know, into these systems that causes them to just like start to, you know, infinitely reproducing, then yeah, game over. The planet will all be killed by our own nanites. That'd be terrifying, but hopefully not, right? Hopefully not. The infamous Peter is calling for 32 cents. You know, 32 cents. Let's see. Nah. Yeah, okay, you know what? If we're gonna get bearish, if we're gonna be crybabies because the price hasn't moved, right? Then I'd say 34 cents. We could see 34. Actually, wait. I have to keep in mind because everybody else pays attention to, like, you know, what can happen on an hourly on extremely volatile exchanges like, you know, Binance. So let's jump on Binance. And I don't have any Fibonacci's drawn here, so give me a second. Alright, so go up to the top here. Alright. And one right there. Alright. Let's see if this all lines up properly. I think that should do it. Yeah. Sweet. I mean, it's probably a little bit off, but for all intents and purposes. Actually, to be honest, I don't know, maybe not. Maybe not even lower than 34 over here as well. We might double bottom here. Where's that at? Yeah, it's like 33.9, so basically 34 cents even. Yeah. I don't see it going below it, honestly. 34.1. Right? So again, we could double bottom right here at 34 cent. But I think we're good. I mean, with how strong this impulse wave was up off of here, I think he's just you know, afraid because, you know, well, first off, we've been in a bear market for a long time. But it's clear that all sentiment has shifted. This is just a relatively strong correction. Like, it's not disastrous though. People are gonna freak out because, you know, everybody wants things to just go one direction forever, and that's just not how markets work, right? So, yeah, there we go. It does work too. Sweet. Kinda. It's a little bit off. But yeah, I think that this looks like probably this one right here. Right? So when we come down next, if we even cross through the 200-day moving average again, right? I don't know if we'll come back through it because it looks like we're losing volatility pretty quickly here. Maybe not, actually. It's just been a slow day. And that's only because we're a few hours into this, right? How many hours in are we? Oh, we're literally on the first candle of this. Okay. So yeah. We're fine. The volatility for that could scale all the way back up to here too. You know, or it could even go bullish. It could even go higher. Right? We don't know what's going to go on right there. 87 people in the stream. Thank you all for tuning in. And I'm going to hop into some of the questions actually here to get hold of some people. So You got full family in Chula Vista? Hell yeah, Michael. I actually like used to camp out in Chula. I can't remember the name of the library there actually, but what part of Jersey you in? You grew up in New Jersey? Pretty cute. I grew up in Pennsylvania, so it's funny that you got family in Chula, but grew up on the east. I didn't actually have anybody out on the West Coast, but I got a few friends out there. I actually love San Diego. Like that, the whole. I don't really like LA, but San Diego, even Chula, even though it's a little more like impoverished, there's still some like really awesome like restaurants and just cool sites down there. It's kind of like Southern Cali is like almost tourist trappy, honestly, but it's like. It's good tourist trap. That's the thing, right? Kind of is, Tourist traps are usually like places that are usually really amazing, but yeah, it's a weird thing. What did the old hag? What the heck? You are like you're a very nasty person, aren't you? You just have like a bad go at it, brother. I feel bad. I'd give you a hug if I could. I feel like you need one. I kind of feel 50-50 on where it's going right now, but I'm just sitting in. Yeah, exactly. That's how I'm doing it, John. Right? Like, I don't know where it's going to go from here. It could go down to, it could go down to 34 cents, but at the same time, it could just as easily go up to 36 or 38. It just depends on where you see it going, and honestly, like I've been saying for a while now, our volume is just rising. We're not losing volume, we're gaining volume. This isn't bearish, right? Bearish is a loss of volume because that means people are leaving the market, right? This isn't bearish yet. We're still gaining volume. That's my belief, at least, That's what I see. Who knows? Watch it dump in the stream just because I'm saying it's going bullish, but, TA is TA. It's not really reliable. That's why we watch the fundamentals, right? And like, look at this. Like, I got so much crap that I could go through for us right now to talk about. Like, we could discuss how India, South Africa, and Indonesia are actually boycotting the Osaka track, but not because they don't want to adopt the Osaka track, but because the World Trade Organization needs reformed first. And so they've affirmed their support for the necessary reform of the World Trade Organization to improve its functions in regards to, again, the digital economy. Whatever that is, since apparently I'm not allowed to say that it's talking about blockchain, right? We also have this article that came out earlier this week regarding the IMF talking about an IMF coin, but it's not something that they've actually started development on. So the question is, okay, if they're going to have an IMF coin, wouldn't it be easier for them to just adopt the front runners technology, their asset, as their coin, right? Maybe. I don't know. That's total speculation. Absolutely. Now, there was something else flying around the community that everybody's been going on about, like in regards to Yoshitaka Kitao and him saying that XRP going to $10. There's a lot of us that are like, well, is it real? Is it fake? Turns out it's real. He said, and in this article, this is all the way back from April of 2018, mind you, right? And so the idea was that SBI was supposed to go live last year, and they got delayed. So maybe this year. We'll see what happens. But Yoshitaka Kitao absolutely has said in the past that he thought XRP was going to $10 by the end of 2018. The only reason he then didn't again is because we got, it was delayed. So, you can't help it. Regulation's regulation. Regulation's here now. So the only things, there's nothing really standing in the way of these, SBI and everybody else finally coming into the ecosystem. Now it's just about them having a roadmap not be interrupted by their local government, right? So we'll hopefully see that soon. We also get this, another article talking about how Libra is spurring central banks' interest in crypto and getting them to adopt their own central bank distributed currencies. Where is it at? Right here. this coming from Augustine Karstens, from the Bank of International Settlements, saying many central banks are working on it. We are working on it, supporting them, and it might be that it is sooner than we think that there is a market, and we need to be able to provide central bank digital currencies. What market could that be? I don't know. But this is described at that correspondent banking has reached its peak, and they go on to discuss how decentralized platforms are basically enabling financial institutions to move away from correspondent banking here. Part of this might be the bigger is better, one size fits all, running its course. As such, it's seeing a more integrated, interconnected network, this being the banking system. And we're seeing just the opposite, where the large correspondents are limiting the number of relationships they maintain over time. So basically, the correspondent banking system is consuming itself. It's cannibalizing itself, like Christine Lagarde said that it would back in February when she was telling everybody that they need to start taking digital assets seriously. As all of us in this community need to really take this space seriously, because people in the financial industry are taking it seriously, so we should too. Jade, what the fuck? Oops. Sorry about the WTF is the money going when everything seems to be down? It's a good question, Tom. Most of the money is actually going into the US dollar right now. That's why the US dollar is so strong globally right now. I'll buy you, Mike. You're gonna buy my beach towel? I don't know about that, dude. I'm kind of connected to this towel. I've had it for a number of years now. It's my hippie towel. Seriously, we are being shaken out. Prices are definitely being suppressed, so banks can buy cheap at their leisure. I think that the price is more suppressed, more so to make it easier to move large amounts of XRP between the hands of these institutions without, there being too much involved. Kind of going to something Crypto Oak said, actually, is that there's a good potential that the price is actually being suppressed so that there's not a lot of tax issues in regards to these financial industries accepting these currencies for sandbox purposes and not for the purpose of using them for the profits they may obtain from them should the value increase while it's in their custody, right? So, in other words, what XRP is doing, what Ripple is doing by getting a bunch of banks to hold on to XRP is giving them a vested interest in seeing the price of XRP go up for themselves as well, right? Something to keep in mind. It's not just Ripple that will benefit from the price going up anymore, but it's 200 partners who've accepted some portion of XRP, right? They're not allowed to sell right now. Someday they will be. What else do we have here? The correspondent banking. This one is actually going over some more of Stuart XRP's tweets. This coming from Tron Weekly Journal, talking about how institutions keep investing in the blockchain group R3, which has R3 is a competitor to Ripple in the adoption of banks into its ecosystem, but both are building upon the XRP ecosystem, so it's beneficial to both of their progress is beneficial to us, right? Not just that's why it's beautiful that it's not just Ripple on this platform. There are other groups like R3, like Coil, like like Spring. So it's something to keep in mind. 75 of the globe's leading financial institutions are integrating and taking advantage of the new blockchain technology being offered by R3, which again, built on XRP platform, right? And so Stuart lists off everybody here. A lot are overlaps from Ripple, but a lot aren't, right? I mean, we also know that Swift is now integrating to the R3 platform as well, right? So big sweeping changes coming across from everywhere right now, and it's crazy. It's crazy. What happens if they dump? then they have lighter bags. If they dump their bags, they have lighter bags. I don't know why people think that Ripple is going to suddenly start dumping their XRP. XRP panic. Ripple has gotten 1 billion XRP out of escrow every single the first of every month, right? This is not something that's new. Every month they get 1 billion XRP. Every month everybody says they're gonna dump 1 billion XRP on us. It's yet to happen. The most that we've seen dumped on a month so far is, I think, 600 million XRP, or not 600, 6D million XRP, right? So not a small chunk of XRP, but it's not 1 billion. You know, it's 6% of 1 billion, right? So, you know, and that's obviously just so that they can do payroll at Ripple, and so that people can actually, you know, live, because XRP is not integrated into the global financial system yet to the degree that people can go buy their groceries with XRP, right? People got to live on this, because there are people that accept their livelihood in XRP on the daily, right? So you guys got to keep that in mind. Greetings, Ladder. How's it going today, dude? How you doing? During G20, there were a ton of multi-million whale alerts from Ripple. Not a competitor, and a value-added reseller. Yeah, basically, Tom. Exactly. Exactly, as a matter of fact. You should do a vid on that article I linked to in the comments of your last video. Plenty to think about. Oh, Chronic, are you talking about 14 common misunderstandings about Ripple and XRP? Were you the one that linked me this one? They're cutting in half these sales. Who is? They're cutting in half their sales. Who is cutting in half their sales, James? Oh, you mean Ripple's sales? I mean, not really, because they're selling them on the same product, RippleNet, XRP. XRP, baby. We got 64 million a couple weeks ago, and I'm almost positive that was MoneyGram. Yeah, I'm highly convinced that was MoneyGram too, to be honest, Dom. Okay, so yeah, I mean, this is a great article because it points out, okay, so everything that I'm about to read is a lie, right? I'm just going to read through the headlines, and so if you are confused about one of these things being a lie, ask in chat. But the idea is that these are things that people will misunderstand about Ripple, and a lot of us are going to enjoy it. XRP is not needed. Oh, so misunderstanding number one, that XRP is not needed. Well, Ripple, according to Ripple, it is expensive and unsustainable for most organizations to maintain Nostro accounts, which is the whole point of them switching over to XRP, so that they can, again, liquidate their Nostro Vostros, right? And this disruption and the praises from customers is often interpreted as to be enough, when settlement can happen in a matter of seconds without XRP. But why would it be used at all? Because it's cheaper and faster to settle payments with XRP than fiat, and that's all it needs to be. That's all you need, is that it's a cheaper alternative than fiat to fiat, is XRP to fiat to XRP, or to fiat. Or fiat to XRP to fiat is less expensive than fiat to fiat, right? Yes, XRP becomes a middleman, but it's a middleman that avoids correspondent banking, which cuts the cost and the speed dramatically. And that's why they're going to use it. It's exactly why. So first point, XRP is not needed. False. It's absolutely needed, because it's cost effective. 2, XRP is too volatile. Banks won't hold it. The only reason for banks to hold XRP would be to participate as an exchange service between XRP and fiat. This would involve hedging the volatility of XRP. This scenario is not much different from Nostros, where they have to manage volatile fiat for currencies using derivatives. Again, XRP is volatile, as are all other cryptocurrencies. Fiat is volatile too, over longer time periods. In Nostro-Vostro relationships, banks are exposed to exchange rate fluctuations over a long period of time, and in some currencies, the risk is too high for banks to even enter. There is no need for banks to hold XRP, as XRapid does not work by holding XRP, but by buying and selling it in as short of a time period as possible. An average XRP payment takes minutes, so the window of volatility is minimal, right? So another reason why XRP will be used by XRapid, and it's not too volatile for them to use. Now, will they hold it? That's debatable, because fiat is volatile, as is cryptocurrencies, right? So it's a debate. Nobody, it's as of yet proven that it can be more stable than traditional fiat. But through the XRapid settler, it makes it far less of a risk to use XRP than to use any other fiat currency to facilitate cross-border transactions. So stablecoins are a better fit for cross-border payments. Again, this is not true because you do not solve the liquidity problem. Fiats have no liquidity. That's part of the issue, right? That's why they can be hyperinflated into infinity. So no, you cannot use an IOU to serve as a source of liquidity. There's no need for XRP when central banks issue digital currencies. Again, this goes back to the liquidity problem, and they're going to need CBDs will essentially be the same financial model as the current system. It's merely a digital equivalent of the paper financial instruments, and the issues highlighted in misunderstanding 1 will be present. In other words, you still need somebody to facilitate cross-border. Don't they mention a trust issue for banks holding it? No, that's the problem, Chronic. You read these titles as if that's actually what's, that's the fact, but that's the misunderstanding. That's the, like, when I saw the headline at first, I was like, what kind of FUD am I about to read? And then I actually read the article and I was like, oh, no, they just wrote it sounding like FUD, but when you read it, it's not FUD at all. It's literally them saying all the bullcrap that people in the crypto community have said about us and how it's not true at all. It's friggin' hilarious. Like, this is actually probably the most bullish article I've ever read, because it's a misinformation FUD busting article from Forbes, which is actually fantastic to see Forbes having created such an article, come out after they themselves created FUD, right? The XRP ledger is not decentralized, but it is, right? The XRP ledger does not rely on proof of work or proof of service, but consensus, and this makes it immune to double spend. So decentralization serves the purpose of eliminating governance only. Furthermore, it has the benefit of using far less electricity. So again, yes, it's decentralized. The consensus mechanism makes forks easily possible. In fact, it doesn't. This whole thing goes through explaining why unless there is the intention of creating a fork, there is only small temporary inner forks that in most cases are resolved within the close of the ledger, within the next closing ledger. And now the consensus model is not perfect. A certain overlap of trust validators is needed, and according to the documentation, in the worst case, less than 90% overlap could cause some participants to diverge from each other, right, to create their own ledger. But yeah, that's an issue that Bitcoin faces with 51% attack, or without even a 51% attack, right? Now, it also mentions here that the new consensus algorithm being developed, Cobalt, would, amongst other benefits, lower the overlap requirement to around 60%. So this issue, this potential of of XRP forking becomes reduced once you add a Cobalt layer on top of it. To be honest, I'm still excited about XRP, even though it's stagnant right now. I'm so stoked, dude. The longer it stays flat, the more opportunities I get to stack my bags, right? What not, when, where, who, what, where, when, where. So what's people's price predictions and when? You know what? Everybody else can shout out theirs. I've shared mine plenty enough, but I think we'll do good. I think we'll be at all-time highs before the end of the year. That's as much of a price prediction as I think anybody needs, right? XRP has a lot of hidden fees. Again, false. I mean, that's not even one that anybody even talks about anymore because it's bogus. Ripple created and is the issuer of XRP. This is another thing that's FUD, right? But this goes into talking about how in 2014, a developer named Ryan Fugger developed a payment protocol and decentralized platform, Ripple Pay, and he created a financial network that could work without banks, amongst others by peer-to-peer lending. In 2011, Arthur Brito, Jed McCaleb, and David Schwartz formed a team working on what we now know as the XRP ledger based upon Ryan Fugger's work. So, no, they did not make it, right? Ripple can print more XRP. Again, not true, right? We all know. I'm waiting for new highs. Yeah, they're coming. We just gotta wait for them, right, brother? I'm not even gonna entertain this one just because it's like, David Schwartz is like, I know I said I wouldn't reply, but this is ridiculous, right? Like, come on, this is ridiculous. It's got 100 billion XRP from its Genesis block, and it cannot have another one added ever, no matter what. It's impossible. Ripple controls the network and who gets to validate transactions, making it centralized. They go into the nuances of this and breaking down how, again, it is not centralized. While Ripple controls the UNL, it is also in their highest interest to ensure decentralization of the network. And they go into, breaking down, again, why. The 12th point, Ripple controls the market price of XRP. This one was interesting. However, where is it at here? The idea is that the way to increase the price of any currency is by buying it from the market to create a pump effect and continuously keep buying to sustain the price. There are two issues with that. Ripple would have to spend fiat that they would primarily gain from selling XRP. To harvest the gains from the pump action, they would then have to sell XRP on the same market that they pumped. So ultimately, Ripple would have to be pumping the market initially to get a bunch of dummies in to buy so that they can sell, right? Which would mean that the price would be doing a lot more crazy things than it's doing right now. It's not being manipulated. Not in that way, at least, right? They might be suppressing the price to keep it stable, but that's reaching. And I like to reach, right? But 10 XRP this week, Darren. I'd be so happy. I'd lose my mind, right, dude? Absolutely lose my mind. 103 people in the stream. Shout out to everybody out there. Thank you all for tuning in. I hope you enjoy me going through debunking this, or sharing this debunk article, right? I'm not debunking Forbes. Forbes is debunking all of the garbage that goes around crypto about XRP. Ripple's revenue model is XRP. They debunked that, because of the claim that Ripple is somehow making all of its gains off of XRP as like this, a security, basically. They break down how that's not true. And then I think the final point here, 14, yeah. They talk about how Ripple is paying companies to appear to have more customers. And again, this is not true. Let's see. Where is it at here? Paying to promote a product is not uncommon, and especially in cryptocurrency business, it is common practice for exchanges to take listing fees. And in businesses elsewhere, incentive programs are a common phenomenon to retain employees and customer. Ripple explains, we're borrowing a page from the likes of PayPal with their early day adoptions and referral bonuses, implementing incentives to accelerate network effects on RippleNet. Since we're offering the incentives in XRP, we anticipate seeing an added benefit of building an easy on-ramp for institutions to use XRP and their payment flows to lower liquidity costs in the future. Early reception of these XRP incentives in the test phase has been very positive. And of course it would, because again, as we were talking before, the idea is they want the price to stay as low as possible for as long as possible so that they can tell a bank, hey, this thing, we want it to facilitate, hundreds of trillions of dollars of cross-border transactions every year, but it doesn't have a very high market cap right now. Its market cap is less than 1,000th or 100,000th of what it needs to be able to facilitate that kind of value movement per day. So, maybe if you all adopt this now while it's worth that, you'll all be able to be really happy when, we make the price worth, when we put enough liquidity collectively in ourselves to have that value, that transfer value ability, right? And that's going to come from Xpool. You know, that's why these groups are going to hold XRP in the end, you know, is because they, you know, to what point is it? The point 2 here, as far as XRP being too volatile, it's only volatile right now because the banks aren't holding large amounts of XRP, right? Yeah, absolutely, Chronic. Glad I could help you out, and that's why you have to be really on top of reading these things, because sometimes, you know, you can open up an article like when I read it, like when I even read your post first, I was like, oh man, it sounds like he's linking me to some like something that's not going to be pretty, and then I read it and I'm like, oh no, they're actually like being super awesome. Zach Saucier, how can the price rise besides retail and institutions buying? Retail buying is what's causing the price to go up right now, and when institutions start buying, that's when we know that the real price is going to start to come in. That's my belief. You know, because institutions for XRP are the banks. Those are the institutions interested in buying XRP. So I can't wait to see those guys. Money from Bitcoin hodlers moving. Yeah, that's really what you're seeing more than anything right now is just, you know, Bitcoin, newbies in Bitcoin buying into XRP because they're discovering this fascinating token that's working with the banks, right? Utility will be what raises the price. Not only that, built utility will make the next bear market not have as large of an effect on XRP. Yeah, I actually agree wholeheartedly, Kane. Wholeheartedly. I do not believe that the next bear market is going to be anywhere near as ugly as the bear market that we've gone through right now, because the utility is going to support the value that we gain ultimately. And so whenever the you know, the whales, us new whales start to sell our bags, we're going to sell into a pretty liquid asset that's going to be really hard for our sale to actually drive the price down of, right? So that's why I'm going to be really careful about my price exit points personally, because just in case there's the chance that we can't that we're not going to be able to get a re-entry, right, as low as we'd like to whenever the price really starts to go up to those exit points that we've set. John 5, my birthday is next week. Hope XRP gives me a nice gift. Yeah, I hope that everybody that's a June, July baby. You know, I hope all the Geminis and Cancers out there can enjoy their birthday this year. Enjoy this year, you know, in general. I think 2019 is going to be a great year for all of us, regardless of which year we're celebrating for ourselves here, right? If you're an XRP, you're probably going to be happy by the end of this year. Christmas, man, I think a lot of us on by Christmas this year are going to be sitting there thinking, where am I sending myself on vacation to this year? You know, like what was that movie with the Tim Toolman Taylor played in? What was it called? The Cramps? Was it the Cramps? It was some with Tim the Toolman Taylor from Tool Time, or was that Tool Time? Yeah, I can't think of his name right now, but he had a movie where him and his wife decide that they're going to go on vacation instead of going to spend, you know, Christmas with their family. I'm personally playing that myself here. That's my game plan for Christmas this year. Maybe not this year. Maybe next. That'd be my New Year's plan. How about that? I won't skip on the family for Christmas. That'd be the Santa Claus. Was it the Santa Claus? I think that was another one. He's had a few Christmas movies. The Santa Claus is the one where like he becomes Santa. Yeah, and then there's like a trilogy for that series. No, in this one it was like all about them just being kind of like Scrooges. The year I finally get my oh my. Are you so you're gonna have the her application over there, Chronic? Is that where you're going after, dude? and have a great vacay in Florida. My dad's in Florida actually, so I'll be going to I'll probably be going. I'm gonna be going to visit my my grandma in Florida actually too. At some point this summer, towards the end of the summer. So I'll be enjoying Florida a little bit before Christmas. I want to actually go overseas. I've explored most of America at this point. Like I've been all over the U.S. But I haven't really left the U.S. too much. I've been to Mexico. I've been to Aruba, Canada, but that's about it. The Christmas with the Cranks. Yes, that's it, Roy. Thank you. The Cranks. Yeah, it's a classic. Absolute classic. Tim Allen, yeah. Yeah, Allen should have came to my mind with Tim the Toolman Taylor, but I don't know why his last name wasn't popping up. Galaxy Quest? Oh god. What was the little robot that? Oh, that's the Arnold Schwarzenegger Christmas movie. Anyways, that's Jingle All the Way. I'm thinking, never mind. That was another good one though. Come on, Zerps. You're being such a pain in my butt not moving price right now. Oh well. Come to Scotland. Dude, I can't wait to travel Europe in general. Like England, like the UK, I gotta go to UK to Wales because that's like where my grandfather's bloodline all descends from. So gotta go check out the old the family roots out there. But I also gotta go to a few places in like I don't know if it's technically in Denmark or Belgium. I think it's technically in Belgium, but that's where like Turbo Man, Ben Howard, absolutely, dude. Yeah, but yeah, I want to go like to these places like where my ancestors originated from, based upon genealogy, and then also genealogy, and then also there's a few other places like they're pretty crazy world monuments I want to see. Like the Sphinx, obviously. And then like Angkor Wat. Angkor Wat's a pretty big one for me. I cannot wait to travel to Cambodia. I really look forward to traveling like the Eurasia in general, or not Eurasia. The Asian Isles and what is it? Indonesia, the Greater Indonesian region. Eastern Asia, is that what it'd be? I don't know. Southern Asia? Southeast Asia. That's what I'm going for there. Good God. You'd think I was drunk or something. I'm dead sober right now. Turbo Man. I love it, dude. There's like so many great memes from old movies. The memeage. 90s films in general. Let's see. Did I miss anybody from earlier? I don't think so. Alright. What's up, Assad Gimmon? How you doing tonight, brother? Alright. So yeah, I think I'm kind of bored with XRP, just sitting low, just doing this downtrend, but it's all good. Like I've been saying ever since we plummeted back on the 27th, just it's a dip to buy. If you didn't think you had enough XRP, now's the time to be buying. Not the time to be like, if you're feeling nervous, then wait for dips. But if you're nervous because the price is going down, then you gotta think like, okay, am I going to suddenly not be nervous when the price dips again to its real low if it's gonna dip again, right? That's why you buy dips. That's why you dollar cost average in. If you don't think this is the final dip, put like half your position on tonight, and then when it goes down, if it goes down rather, then you put your other half position on once it goes down. I can't say Synex, John. I wish I could. Personally, I think it looks good. I think it looks like we're forming a double bottom here, and we're going to be taking a leg up soon. But who knows? It's impossible to say, dude. Any exit strategy y'all want to share? Jimmy, exit strategies are more so just like based upon... I've done 2 videos on how you can structure your exit strategy. You should go check those out if you're looking for something, because I give you multiple examples of multiple different ways that you could go about exiting out of the market. It just depends on like what you're looking for. But yeah, what Mike says, we're here to ride the waves, right? BTC gonna push up again. Sold some XRP to buy more when XRP goes up. When BTC goes up. What's BTC at right now? Let's see. Haven't looked at that much today. I was looking at XRP to BTC a little bit earlier. That's still interesting. What do you think caused the dip? The exchange that scammed 250,000 users or the hackers stoling? I mean, my best guess, honestly, the dip is just technicals, dude. It's bots. It's trading algorithms. I mean, it's trading within its standard range still. Nothing weird has happened, right? I know that a lot of people are like thinking that price moves because something happened, so the price had to move because something happened. That's just not how it works, you know? Like there are times where you will see the price move because something happens, but most price movements are not that, right? Most are not. Most are technical based. Like this dump we had here, right? Back on, what was it? June 26th. The dump that we had there. That happened because we ran up on Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin's retracement happened because it pushed into what was a wall, a sell wall, and that caused all these sell orders to go through, and it pushed the price down. And it made everybody think, oh no, we're in a bear market. But it's going right back up. You know, it's flattened out. It's fine. It'll live. Don't worry. You're all investing in the future. We're all golden. I'm like, we're getting so much crazy good news. You know, if we were getting bad news that's talking about like, oh, the governments of the world are all going to crack down on crypto. It's all going to zero. They're not going to let any of it work. Blah, blah, blah. If that was the rhetoric, then okay, maybe I wouldn't be sitting here saying we're going to the moon. But they're all saying global adoption's around the corner, regulations here, you know, crypto, blockchain's here to stay. That's the rhetoric. So no need to worry, you know. Just find the projects that have promise, put your money down, and don't worry. If you like learning about it, you know, so like that's what I'm here to help everybody do, is to get a lot of you caught, you know, some people caught up to where I'm at, and to then, you know, for everybody that's where I'm at, to share the news that I find exciting, that I find crazy, right? It's parabolic right now. Oh yeah? XRP is going up. Well, you know, we'll see what happens, dude. But whenever it goes up, I'm sure it will at some point. But, you know, you just got to be patient. Let's go back to Binance. Yeah, I mean, there you go, right? I'm talking about it, and there it goes. Maybe, I don't know. We'll see what it does. That's a pretty nice candle, not gonna lie. Did somebody just start this because I was talking about going offline? They're like, yes, the Martian will go offline and we will pump the market. Fucking that. For the evil laugh jerk that was plotting this, guess what? I stayed on. And now I'm watching the pump. Yeah, that's cool though. What percentage is that already? That's a big candle. It's a 4% candle. Not bad. The question is, will it sustain, right? Like, it's already going down. We'll see. Dang it. I was ready to, like, go sleep, guys. Come on. I was going to go to sleep. Oh, well. Should I change the tag to Bull Run, baby? Should I do that? Investing is for the patient. Warren Buffett. Yep. Absolutely. XRP going up. Yep. All I need is for my investment to 100x. That's it. Just 100. You know, that's where I'm at right now, right, Fred? If I get 100x, I'm still going to hold, though. We 100x, I'm still holding. Because I know it's just going to keep going up from there, right? I'll buy back when BTC goes up against XRP. Wait, is that so? Oh yeah, so I'm assuming then that XRP BTC is actually not looking good for Bitcoin. Whoa. Okay. Okay. Let's see. Ooh, I like it. I like it a lot. I like it a lot. Look at that. Now, if we could just get this candle to push up, we might be able to reverse this trend. I mean, that was a scary correction, not gonna lie. This is why, I'm not gonna lie, this is why I haven't really been showing XRP to BTC, because that was kind of scary that we were going down in there. But man, that's such a good range to be correcting in. This is where people just got the load up, right? Between this point at what is it? 3,257 sats for each XRP to 3,643 sats per. It tickles. Here we go. We'll see. We'll see. Maybe, you know what? I'm gonna be a pessimist till the end. Until XRP makes me rich, I'm a pessimist. Because that's what I should do. According to Twitter. According to the naysayers, I should just be a pessimist until XRP hits $0 never. Right? That's a beautiful candle. I like it. That's some good looking stuff. Man, I was literally gonna go, but you know, now it's making me want to stay up. All right, hold on. This is what I'm gonna do. I'm going to find a non-copyright playlist because I need to go get a drink if nothing else, because I'm like dying of thirst here. So I'm gonna find some chill cafe music for y'all. It's non-copyright, hopefully. Hopefully. Oh wait, I got that playlist on YouTube. What am I doing? Blah de blah. Alright. Where? I hate YouTube sometimes. Well, it's not YouTube really. It's Windows. The browser's not locking how I want. It's not YouTube. Sorry, YouTube. Don't take away my money rights, my monetization. I enjoy you as a platform. I would never try to sell you out to get people to come listen to me on another platform that could incentivize watcher or viewers and content creators. I would never do that. I am not currently looking for such a platform. What are you talking about? Why am I talking to myself as if I'm actually planning to sabotage my YouTube channel for another content platform? Just kidding. I mean, I would like actually to move over to another one. Play My Song just came out. Super chill. Oh yeah, Cho? Are you being legitimate? In the meantime, I'm gonna play this and I'm gonna be right back. I'm just gonna go grab a drink, take a quick bio, and we'll watch this. You guys can watch this price boom. Here, I'll give it to you on the minutely, so that you can watch the exponential nature of it all, right? All right, let's get back at this. Let's see what I missed out here. Marina City Strawberry Cho Mix. Oh, it has a copyright. Oh well. That would've been cool though. Why XRP has so many banks sign up? The price stays the same. I'm confused. Someone help me. Because they're not online. Just because they sign up doesn't mean that they have their systems online, right? People need to be patient. I preach all day, every day. Patience is a virtue. It's the greatest virtue any investor can ever have. If you are not a patient individual, you should not be investing your own money. You should find a financial advisor. And I am not one. Do not rely on me for financial advice, please. We're just here for fun. All speculation, not fact. I'm a XRP hodler. Something I felt down. Yeah, dude, you just gotta be patient, Ricardo. You can't expect to get rich overnight. It's not real. It's just not a realistic expectation in life, right? Unfortunate as that is. Cho, I am on Twitter. My Twitter is Jade Martian. Here, I will go to the page here so everybody can see. No, I'll even throw it on into a chat for anybody that wants to follow me over on Twitter there. Oh, and this reminds me, since I'm on my homepage at Twitter, I'm going to be doing an XRP giveaway. I don't know when yet, but it's going to be as soon as I get my first YouTube paycheck. Once I have everything that I need out of that for rent and everything else, the remainder I'm going to put that into XRP, and I'm going to do an XRP giveaway with whatever I have, plus whatever's in my TipBot, which, as of right now, I think we have about 30 XRP. Right? Yep. Yeah. No, that's XRP charts. TipBot. Where? Wait. There it is. Just followed. Thank you for the follow, Cho. Yeah, so where? Why is it not logging me in? There we go. Oh, you're being a pain. Yeah. So we got 29 XRP right now that I'm going to be giving away on top of whatever I'm able to get in. And so anybody that donates to my TipBot, which that's, you know, the little QR code's right there for you. Anything that's put into there between now and the giveaway, that will be added to the giveaway pool that I'm doing. So I'm hoping that we can do that by the 20th of July, but we'll see again how long it takes for my money to get in, and if I'm actually going to make enough to be able to do a decent sized giveaway, because I want to give away at least $100, right? If I can't do a $100 giveaway, then we'll just hold off till, you know, in, you know, July, August. Don't know why I was having trouble remembering month, but yeah, we'll do it in August instead. But yeah, we'll I'm hoping to do this giveaway at some point in the near future, and this is what we got so far. And thank you for the follow, Cho. XRP BTC mooning. Well, let's see what it does. Let's go back over to XRP BTC. We'll pull that up in a separate tab even. Maybe, maybe not. Here, I'm gonna pull this out into its own tab. There we go. I mean, that is some pretty exponential run up there now, isn't it? It looks so beautiful. Just brings a tear to my eye. But I mean, we still got to get up here to back up to this 4,000 sats range. Let's see. We've been below that since the 25th. Oh yeah, I'm on the minutely, that's why it looks so extreme. I mean, that's still a nice candle though, even on the hourly. Just have to wait and see how it plays out here. if you make less than 50K a year, just forget about Bitcoin and stay patient like a turtle and hodl for XRP. Yeah, no doubt. I mean, there's the way that I look at the space is I'm looking for the coins that have the most potential gains, right? That's why I'm in XRP over anybody else. It's just got the best. It's got the best roadmap towards the highest potential gains of any cryptocurrency, at least from my research. And that's because they're targeting the largest liquidity pool in the world, the central banks. Water of the coconut. How's it going today, dude? We're seeing a lower high though on BTC. Hate to say it, but maybe waiting another 6 months to really get out of the bear market. I mean, we'll see. It could be prolonged until towards the end of this year, right? And that's one of many reasons why I'm not saying that we're going to the moon, just because, it could be that we're still still here to be sitting for another 6 months before we see real price action. But just got to be hopeful. Be optimistic, hopeful for the best, but expect the worst, Just bought some more. This is becoming an addiction. I feel it, Darren. I feel it. It is a bit of an addiction, actually, until you get to the point where you've got enough where you're like, okay, I'm going to be rich and I'm not going to regret, not having put in enough because this will be enough someday. That's where you have to get yourself to, I think. And you want to make sure that whenever you get to that point, that you haven't put in so much that you would feel sick if you lost it, right? Like, it'd be unfortunate to lose it, but you shouldn't be emotionally attached to the potential of losing it, right? Because that's when you'll make bad decisions. Waiting for XRP Moonshot gives me time for Hollow Fuel. That's my next coin. Yeah, and that's another thing too, right? Like, the longer we're in this bear market, some of us, I'm really just stacked on XRP. Like, I could use a tiny bit more and I'd be solid. Like, I'll just be like, okay, done. I'm just dumping everything into altcoins. But, like, ultimately, I'm focused on, like, looking into what coins I'm going to be moving my XRP to in the next market, if not saving up money to put into them on a nice bloody day, right? But for now, it's still just really hard to not put into XRP. It's just really hard. But there are altcoins that I do have a lot of promise in that I want to put more funds towards. I probably should be. It's just hard. It's hard to diversify when you see the coin that has the best potential gains and you're like, yeah, I mean, I could diversify, but why would I? Well, other than hedging, but hedges are a little bit different. I make a bad decision every day. What's one more? Yeah, exactly, right? What's a bad decision that could be the greatest decision of your life? That's how I look at it. I'd rather make the worst mistake of my life over missing the potentially best mistake of my life, right? I've spent more money on beer and cigs, total waste. No doubt. I've definitely spent more on my habits, on my vices and virtues than I have on my investing in my future. So, I can't be too upset. I never feel like I have enough XRP. Maybe that might just be because you haven't experienced a lot of gains yet, Sin. I don't know. I don't know if you've been here for a while, but I think part of the reason why I say, oh, I've got enough, I could stop buying XRP and start buying something else, is because I haven't experienced the real gains yet. Like 2x, 3x, okay, that's nice, but that's nothing compared to a 10x potential of holding for a long period of time. And that's really what I'm looking for. When that happens, then I'll be interested in diversifying, because I'll have the financial security to be more experimental in other markets. Tom, I really want to buy VET and IOTA and physical silver, but never feel like I have enough XRP. Exactly, right? That's exactly the conundrum I'm in. And it's with VET being one of them. I want to get VET. I want to get IOTA too. I don't have any IOTA right now at all. And I definitely want to get a hold of a little bit. But just haven't. It does kind of become an addiction, XRP Messiah, to an extent, definitely. Cho bought in at 0.005, then more at 0.05, still holding it. Missed the 385 mark, but glad I hodled now. It's a proven utility, no doubt, right? That's what's gonna make it. Excuse me. What's gonna make it really valuable in the end, anyways. XRP over my beer, absolutely. I quit smoking to buy. Dude, I quit smoking for a few months myself, actually, just so that I could accumulate. Like while I was homeless, like there's several months where I was like, okay, I'm living out of my car to get this stuff. I don't need to be investing in any of my habits. I'm just gonna get as much as I can while I'm doing this, because it's kind of, you know, there's, yeah. Eventually it got to the point though, because I was in my car for so long, it's like, okay, I need to get high because I'm losing my mind being bored, and being high makes everything entertaining somehow. Technical guru. Once XRP is standardized and scaled properly, I'm donating 90% of all holdings. I'll be donating a large portion. I don't know about 90%, but I'll be donating a large portion of whatever I make as well. I'm probably going to start my own charity, honestly, is what I'm thinking about doing with mine. Even though I don't know that I'll be able to qualify for tax exemptions under my own charity service, but I don't know. I don't really need to worry about that. Going up. Is it legging again? Ooh, it is. It is. It wants to go back above its 200-hour moving average on XRP versus Bitcoin. Ooh, Bobby. Ooh, Bobby. Alright, let's see what XRP USD doing. Trade view. Come on. Full future. What's up, 11R? How you doing tonight, dude? Watching this rally occur. Surprise rally. Up 6%. Almost 7%. Is XRP going to the moon tonight? Is that what's going on? I don't know. I don't know about that. But it is a rocket in flight right now. Look at it go. Look at it go. So beautiful. We are now testing. Ooh, that's interesting. It's respecting that. So does that mean that it wants to move into this formation? Because it's respecting that line. There's no reason for it to respect that line unless it's moving into this new formation, which means it's going to try to run up to 65 cents. If that's really what I'm seeing right here. Because that looks like that's what it's doing. It rejected off of this line, which is the new fib range. So I'm really curious to see what it does here. XRP going to 100 right now! Right now, cheese! Let's do it! Pump it! Louder! Pump it! Harder! Right? How's it going, Graveheart? How you doing tonight? End of year will either be happy or impatient. Yes, Mike, I think by the end of 2019, a lot of us will be feeling quite impatient if we're not feeling happy, right? No, we must be excited. This is euphoria. Euphoria moment. This is how we get to the moon. We're going there. Pack your bags. I'll be picking you up in the BFR, in Elon Musk's BFR. It's going live. BTC bottom. I need more. Sativa Shiva. Don't we all? Don't we all? Especially when it's doing this. Come on now. Come on now. What? I don't know. That's actually how much did it go up suddenly? It suddenly decided it wants to go up 8%, right? I can take it. Get to the chopper! Happy Canada Day! Is that a thing? Does Canada have a Canada Day? Canada Day, eh? That's rude. I apologize, Canadian friends. dropping back now. I know it's over. All right, guys. I hope you enjoyed the bull run. We're going back into the bear market. Did it actually at least break trend? Oh, it did. It really did break trend though. Or it's bear trend, so we'll see. We still need to get up over this. We gotta get up over the 40, basically up to the 43 cent to really be setting a higher high. All my bags are packed. I'm ready to go. Tom B, let's go, dude. Into the future. I'm not watching anymore. I'm so unproductive watching the charts. I feel it. You know, I mean, I only watch charts on weekends because weekends is when the cryptos pump. That's the train of thought as of late, right? So it's not dumping, cheese. It's pumping louder. It's a dump. It's a pump. It's a pump and dump. Get out now. No, it's fine. It's fine. You know, what we went up. We drink all weekend, camp all week, camp all weekend. Hell yeah, dude. So we went up 8%, and now we're only up 6.5%. It's a dump. It's a full-blown dump, ladies and gentlemen. Pack your bags. We're going to the hell. We're going to the hell floor. Just going through the floor. XRP, I'm joking. Stop it. Go up. You know you want to just round out right there. That'd be like the best place that you could possibly just be like, hey, I'm going to bounce up from here. Like, this would be so fantastic. You know you want to. Just do it. Just do it, dude. Peer pressure? Screw peer pressure. Just do it. Okay. That's easy enough. Yeah, if we can bounce off this with our other next range being right here, right? Oh, and he's got a little bit. I said move up, you think? Okay. So this is the range we're now playing in between 42 and 41.5, basically. If we can break the 42 on this next jump up, though, then we should expect the price to peak somewhere around here at 42.7. Again, this is on Bitstamp, so don't know how valid it will be. Jay, stay live until Monday just to see what's going to happen. Hey, you know, if it flattens out, if it gets boring on the minutely, right? Like, this is exciting on the minutely. So, fuck, I can't enter the Armageddon Ben Affleck. Right. I'm standing here outside your door. I thought you were Canadian, Jay. Nah. I'm from Pittsburgh, so, you know, we sound Canadian, I guess. It's a thing. I don't know. Some people think I sound Midwestern. I've had people say that I sound like I'm from California, bro. That's probably because I say bro. And dude, tubular, dude. Freaking awesome. What? Gnarly. Aw. I like to say hella too. Hella, I didn't know that hella was a SoCal word until I went to Cali and I was like saying hella and people were like, oh wait, you're not from Cali? That's weird, you say hella. Didn't know that was a Cali thing. Why am I getting this feeling that Apple is going to partner with Ripple? Maybe because they already have, right? Did you know that? You did know that though, Darren, that Apple and Ripple are already partnered, right, bro? Right, buddy? It's the Pits. Pittsburgh, it's not the Pits, it's the Berg. It's the Berg. We call it the Berg. Pittsburgh. Our rivers are stanky, but you know, it's all good. Because we got this, we're the city of six, the city of champions. The city of champions. How many of y'all teams got 6 Super Bowl rings? We have to start on the second hand now, alright? I'm just saying. You know, sometimes to be the best, you just gotta have 6 rings. Don't even start with the Patriots, I know. When we moon in placing that it's a billboard outside Pittsburgh. I can't wait to see the billboard, Tom. People are gonna. So many people in Pittsburgh will relate with it too. I assure you, because you know it's a very depressed region. There's a reason I don't live in Pennsylvania anymore. It's the Northwest is very like, or the the New England area is kind of depressing. At least the Pittsburgh area. It's part of the Rust Belt though, so it's like really poor economic situation for most people that live in that area. Good morning from India. Good morning to you as well, Ajay. Thank you for tuning into the stream. Any thoughts on when SendFriend will release their usage on XRP? I don't know when, but we did get the announcement that they're going to be, right? So that's good enough for now. And I'm sure we'll get an announcement in the near future, hopefully. That seems to be how these rollout things work. It's a bunch of hurry up and wait, right? And they'll probably stay that way. Water of the Coconut. Hey, Jade, check out the gaps on the BTC chart in XRP. They need to be filled, so I'd say we need to go down to 9K then we can make higher highs. Down to 9K? What do you mean down to 9K? You mean up to? Because we're at like 4K. We're so far below 9K right now. Let me just... Oh wait, I'm right here. Also, what time frames are you looking at it on? Because you have to be paying attention to hourly more than daily for gaps. I don't... Wait, you must mean BTC USD. Oops. Let's go over and have a look. And you're saying it should go down to 9K? I mean, yeah, it could. I could see it going to 9.5 if nothing else, right? It could definitely do a slide down to 9.5. That wouldn't be it's really, really overheated too, so it needs a consolidation point at some point. So like maybe even 8.7. But it's hard to say because we don't know if it's going to continue to go parabolic or not. If it continues parabolic, it could hit 20K and then this range becomes totally irrelevant, right? It's hard to say what's going to happen in the next few days. Wet and depressed in Michigan too. Yeah, the Rust Belt in general is just a really depressing region. Oh no, the price broke below. Oh, looky there. We do have a little gap here. Are we gonna fill this gap? Gonna fill a little gappy groove? Gappa-dappin'? Maybe right down there. That'd be a good retrace. It'd be a lot of a retrace though. It would mean that we're gonna, if we go down to this guy that I just drew at the 41 cent, if we actually go down to that, it's probably just gonna consolidate in this range and then maybe go bearish, or but I think we need to stay up around here where we're at. We don't want to fill this gap before we go up. As I lay and speak, are you going up, price? Will you hit the moon? Go to the moon! Do it! Do it now! We'd be so happy. XRP will moon when the Cubs win the World. Don't you dare! Not even finishing that grave. I worked with somebody who was obsessed with the Cubs. She is it was quite entertaining. As XRP hodler, I wouldn't be surprised if XRP goes down again. I know, right? Realistically, like, I am so ready for it to just come down to, just go down to where was I saying before? Just to drop instantly to 38 cents and make me just go, see y'all in August, right? But, I'll still sit here and cover the news if it drops down to that, just because it's still going somewhere. Short term doesn't matter. What matters is when the institution, once utility comes in. Honestly, like, I would not, legitimately, I'd be so happy if XRP dropped to like 5 cents. Drop to 5 cents for me right now so that I can buy at 5 cents. Holy crap, how much XRP I'd be able to buy? Like, the idea is I don't care what it does in the short term. I know where it's going in the long term, right? If it drops to a penny, I'm gonna be taking out a loan to buy XRP up at a penny, right? Like, it did love the 30-cent range for a long time, but now it seems to have, moved on to, I guess XRP is too good for 30 cents now. It found this new bad bitch called 40 cents, and they've been hitting it off like crazy. Last time I bought XRP was when it was at 46 cents. I made the FOMO mistake. It happens, dude. That's why I always encourage to dollar cost average there, right? The more frequently you're buying, the more likely it is that you're going to have a buy-in at a good price. That's going to make it so that one buy-in could make it so that your average is like 5, 6, 7 cents lower than it was to begin with, which means you double your profits, 10, 15, 20 cents lower than you would have otherwise. That's part of the power of dollar cost average. Much appreciated for the sub, Synex John. Thank you, dude. Cheese. I would lose so much. I'd lose too. Like, that's the thing, right? If XRP went to a penny from here, I'd lose a lot too. I mean, I got a lot of money in it. But here's the thing. I wouldn't be worried about what I'm losing because I'd be seeing the opportunity being presented to me to buy, knowing what I know about Ripple's fundamentals, right? Like, here's the thing. There are so many occasions throughout history where the powers that be have literally sold a market out as low as they possibly could before buying it way into the stratosphere. They did it with gold actually back in the day. So I would be like, if I saw that happen, I'd be in so quick. It actually happened in Bitcoin in 2017 even. Bitcoin experienced like a 90-some% drop in a single day. One day, 90-some% drop. Imagine being that dude that had an order at 90% discount of Bitcoin in 2017. Before it had even hit, like, I don't even think it hit 5,000 for the first time at that point. So it went down to like freaking $50 or like $100 or so. Like less than, like, somebody got like 5 or 6 Bitcoin for $1,000, right? Like, imagine being that guy, being able to buy then, and instead of not even selling your bag, just be like, oh crap, I got a buy opportunity of a lifetime right here. Hell yeah! But that's not how people work. Most people don't work that way, especially if they don't know what they're doing. Yeah, to be a good investor, you have to be a contrarian because that's the only way you win. If you do what everybody else is doing, you're gonna get wrecked because you're doing what everybody else is doing. That's why only 1% of people win in the stock markets, because they're doing what everybody else isn't. Some whale is definitely pushing XRP back. It's like they don't want it to moon now. I don't know. It's hard to say. I mean, I can make an argument for why they would do that. Why there would be that narrative could be like legitimate, but at the same time, it's like if they're manipulating it down, all they're doing ultimately is they're giving up part of their bags. And so if they're going to sell the price low and give up some of their bag, then, just wait until there's so many people buying that they give up all their bag, and then they're not a whale anymore. Now they're just a loser. Sold out of the greatest asset ever. That's an opinion. That is not financial advice. This is my greatest asset ever. You stay away, person on the other side of this webcam. You stay away from my asset, all right? I'm going to load up. You get away. Sometimes I feel like a sociopath because I'm so void of emotion. I definitely, like, have worried about similar kind of thoughts because, like, but that's actually just a sign of intelligence. Is when you have high intelligence, you're able to moderate your emotional state more. You're more drawn to make decisions based upon rational choice than, you know, emotional. Doesn't make you a sociopath. If you feel anxiety, here's fun fact. Fun fact. If you feel anxiety, you are not on the, you know, antisocial personality spectrum, right? If you feel any kind of anxiety, you're good. You're a good person. If you don't feel anxiety, you're a monster, and you should stay away from me, please. No offense if you are. You know, you do you. but no, like anxiety. Like, what's funny though is because what you basically said, Lord Money, is that you're worried you might be a sociopath. In other words, you just admitted to feeling anxiety, meaning you can't be a sociopath. That's actually one reason why sociopaths and psychopaths can't identify themselves as such, is because they don't have that ability to even question it, right? But yeah, I worried about that a lot when I was younger, and I actually brought it up to like a therapist once, and she's like, you definitely have some anxiety issues, and so no, you definitely are not. And I was like, oh, is that how that works? I didn't know. Yeah, they do. No, it's great to pretend you are, you know. It's so interesting. Yeah. Cheese, you make a great point. You know some stuff. Talk about XRP and its cross-border benefits at the bar. Yeah, like no, my favorite thing to do at the bar is to tell the ladies about my investments, you know. No. That's just some silliness. That's some... Oh my. 102 people listening to me laugh like a madman. That's some wild convos. I appreciate you all. Thank you all for tuning in tonight. How long have I been going now? We've been going for 2 hours yet? We're getting there. We're getting close to that 2-hour mark. I'm probably going to do a video on a few of these articles that I got for us here. That I just like did really quickly, so anybody that didn't catch those earlier, don't worry. That's basically what you're going to be seeing in the feed, is me going through breaking down each of those articles that I did in the stream earlier today. I'm going to break down all of them in depth tomorrow. What's this? Nice dress, but have you heard about interoperability? Yeah, right? All in all, it's awesome for investing. Yeah. Yeah, no, it like when you're somebody who can control your emotions, you know, what that is called, Lord Money Senpai, is being stoic, right? What you're talking about when you control your emotions, it means you're stoic, is really what it is. And being stoic is very important because that's why they tell you to pretend that your money's already lost when you invest, because it's a way for you to embrace stoicism in your investment strategy, right? Even if you're not a stoic person. According to the Lost in Space remake, a real sociopath can detect someone who is just pretending to be a sociopath. Interesting. I wonder if that's true. I mean, it would make sense, right? Because it'd be like, because going back to that like notion that, you know, like, you know your own kind, right? Like I yeah. I mean, it's like that kind of makes sense, but the other thing you have to keep in mind is that their ego, just because they can identify another sociopath, doesn't mean that they'd be able to identify themselves as a sociopath because of their own narcissism, the inability to identify themselves as being potentially, you know, a less than whole person, essentially. I don't like, it's really hard to be PC about psychos, but, you know, at the end of the day, you know, I do kind of feel bad for those who suffer with it, because it's a mental disease, it's a genetic disease, you know. It's not like the people are going out choosing to be psychopaths or sociopaths. They just are. And it's interesting. It's really kind of fascinating that such a mindset has survived in our species for so long, too, when you consider how long we've been a social species. Like, I know that tribalism can fuel that through like war, keeping those populations meaningful or useful to society. But yeah, it's kind of crazy. They're also super brilliant. You know, that's why it's also why it's like really hard to say. You know, if somebody like most geniuses exhibit sociopathic tendencies, so it's really hard to say if, you know, all sociopaths or all geniuses are sociopaths, or if they just have sociopathic tendencies. You know, it's like autistic people. They have no theory of mind, right? We have no theory, the ability to really like understand other people that are not like us, like in our mindset. You know, like I relate most with other autistic people just because we have a, you know, we all see the world differently, you know, just like normal people, but like we're able to see each other's perspectives better for some reason. I don't know why, but that seems to just be how it. So from that perspective, you know, that's why it makes sense that a sociopath might be able to identify another sociopath. But yeah, I don't know. On Batty Roy's definition, sociopaths do not want people to like them. Actually, no, Batty. Most sociopaths are obsessed with people liking them because they're obsessed with the pride of it. That's part of the narcissistic complex, is the desire for love. And it's also interesting because most people think that narcissism means that somebody is like obsessed with them. Well, they are obsessed with themselves, but they think that means that they think they're the best. But really, narcissism is a protection mechanism for individuals who actually have like really low self-esteem. That's why they're so fragile when you attack them. That's why they do the craziness. Do it now. The price is going. Very good warrior to defend against. Yeah, exactly, Grave. Like that's really the reason why. Like that's why I was like, well, I guess there is a reason for them to still be around, you know. But you know, it's just crazy that they are. But it also makes sense because, you know, typically speaking, psychopaths, sociopaths, you know, they're all higher on the intelligence spectrum, whatever that technically means. It just means they identify patterns better. But it's weird that they do. It's weird that I think it's because it's like with somebody that's naturally intellectually gifted, you know, and doesn't have emotional deficiencies, the emotional stoicism comes from their intelligence. But I'm wondering, you know, just thinking here, not anything scientific, there's no studies or anything I've read, but yeah, I know, right? But what if then the reason that psychos and sociopaths become intelligent is because they're emotionally stunted, so it forces them to develop the more intellectual basis for understanding. So that's why they become more intelligent. They are actually their brains are forced to become more intelligent because they're not socially not socially, they're super social creatures. They're not emotionally bound creatures, which is why they're so socially dangerous, because they're not beholden to care about if they hurt people, right? But yeah, I like that theory because it envisions humanity as a kind of superorganism. Well, we are, in a way, Grave. In a very big way, all species are superorganisms because they rely on themselves to continue into the future, right? If there's only one human, there's no humans left, right? Realistically, if there was only one human left on Earth, and it wasn't a pregnant woman who's pregnant with a son, and you know, that's kind of weird too, right? But like, the idea is that with only one person, you don't have a species. You have to have a group. Oh, lack of distraction. I'm an INFJ. Also, I have empathetic paradox. Empathetic paradox? I'm not sure what empathetic paradox is, but I'm INTP. So yeah, I'm forever alone guy over here. The super rare weirdo. The architect. It's such a great name for the person who nobody likes. The architect. Fantastic. It's like almost as if that's why that people don't like God, because God is the architect of a terrible universe. I'm so sorry. Let's not get on that topic. Let's stay on the Briggs Myers. Heath, I've done a lot of I mean, I studied psychology and neuroscience in college, so like I understand the Myers-Briggs, and I also know that Myers-Briggs is actually less reliable than the Big Five personality test. That's something to actually go test out if you want to like have a really good idea of where you're at psychologically. The Big Five personality test, it's a lot more accurate than the Myers-Briggs. It's at least from a standard nowadays. Like Myers-Briggs used to be like all the craze with psychologists back in like the 90s and early 2000s, but since they've moved on to Big Five, really good stuff. Why does everyone, Mike, we don't like Swiper because Swiper stole money from a child, from children's charity, and yeah, he decided that when everybody said Swiper no swiping 3 times, he decided to give the money back to the kids, or give that money that he stole to those kids, and so now there's this divide, saying, oh, he didn't do it intentionally, and this other side that says, no, he paid because he got called out, right? So a lot of INFs out here today. INFs, INTs. INF, or INTP, INTJ, F, like the INs, the INs are actually the more rare, and yet that seems to be what most of us out here are. There's a few ENs. Chose EN. But there's no S's. Where's the S's? Where's the ES's, the IS's, right? There's no sensories out here. It's all intuitives. Right? What does that say about what this space indicates? Right? There's no sensors in crypto. Why? Why are there no sensors? This is a weird conundrum. Also, Forever Alone, a so-called logician. Yeah, logicians are the INTP, INTs, the INs in general are like were rare in general. But then if you're an INT, you're done. The J's are FJs are actually interesting. Because like how's that, doesn't that feel like, that has to feel like total chaos though, Darren, right? Because you're introverted, but you're a feeling judging person, therefore like you actually like are drawn to social dynamics by your your latter half, your latter personality traits. We are the in group. Yeah, we are the Illuminati, right? We're illuminated. I'm reaching there. Humans want so much to control creation. Yeah, that's true. We all do. That's the ego that in us that wants to, right? That's actually, it's an interesting conundrum. It makes me question. Oh, guys, while we were talking, look what the price did. It came down. We're probably gonna consolidate here for how long will this play out on the 5-minute? Let's look at the hourly. Okay. Let me pull up this real quick actually here, just to measure this out to figure out if we're going to be in a retracement for the next few hours. Oh, okay, never mind. We have not hit the 50% retracement yet. We're close. What are we at exactly here? So we tapped the 618. Not too shabby. Got the hiccups now. It could still go up. I could still see us taking another leg up before we consolidate down. Good grief. Nice price. Loving the discount sale, no doubt, right? Good stuff. So what we could be looking at maybe then is something like this. Maybe. It's hard to say where I should draw this at. Maybe right there. Because that would be the 50% right there. So this might come up to 42. I can see 42 as our next climb goal. And then maybe we'll see it consolidate. Oops. Would that put us up to where we want to be? Or do we need to go higher still? We still need to take one leg up. And we really do want to come up above the 43 here. We really want to come up to that. So I don't know. It's hard, you know, it's impossible to call what will possibly happen here in the future, right? But I'd say it looks good. I'd say it looks like we are at least still setting up for potential upward movement as of right now, but we could be consolidating for a little while, you know. It just depends if we can hold above the 0.5 here. What made it pump to begin with? Just technicals, dude. It's just technicals that made that come in, right? It was oversold, and so it bounced back. And now we want to see if the trend will play out bullish from here, and we'll see it continue to set like a new higher high in comparison to these previous lows, right? The low we had on the 28th around 42.3, 42.4 cents. And then the high that we had here on the 29th around, what, 42.7 cents. So if we can get up above that 42.7, you know, anywhere above there and get a few closes up there, we're on the road to recovery. Really, for me, honestly, if we see the price break above this previous high, it's almost certainly going to go up to 46 cents from there, right? So we might see after this consolidates out for a little while, you know, a nice 15% pump. It could easily stop out. What a topic indeed. The conversations that occur in my YouTube channel and chat are out of this world. Quite literally, right? Good stuff. One day we will recreate ourselves with synthetic bodies that will either be a very good idea or a very bad idea. Yeah, exactly. I think it'll be both, Graveheart. I think it's going to be a horribly wonderful idea. A wonderfully horrible idea, even, right? That seems to be how most of our progress in this world works, you know? Everything seems to be with the best of intentions until things hit the fan. Crap hits the fan. But, you know, hopefully, I don't, you know, it makes me wonder what kind of bad is going to come out of crypto, right? I'm really afraid of what kind of evils are going to arise from this new system. Because there has to be detractors that we don't see yet. I mean, that's just reality, right? There's always negatives to go along with all benefits. So I wonder what the actual social, you know, the bad side of this will be for society. Maybe there won't be. Maybe it's just fundamentally a better system, but, you know, I don't know that I like to entertain the potential of actual real potential of utopias. Is that a rocket I'm looking at? Is that a rocket in your pocket, or are you just happy to see me? Oh, man. What do you mean one day? We already exist in synthetic bodies that we created. Ooh, Lord Money Senpai going on the we're living in a simulation theory again. Oh, man. That's why we come back here in the first place. Maybe. I think, you know, I'm convinced that we are all a super genius that got bored of playing video games against other people. So we separate our own mind into, you know, 7 billion bodies and decide that we're gonna play checkers against ourselves. Basically. That's why we exist to me. Because God wanted to play checkers against himself. You know, you gotta think about it. You know, that makes the most sense as to why God would create life, because how boring would it be to be the only thing in existence, right? Like, come on now, that's so boring. Obviously, and it'd be so boring to just watch that too, right? To not partake in it. So obviously, you'd wrap your own your own mind up in that system, so that you don't know that you're observing a robot play a game. You know, it's you playing it. You know, you're playing. Yeah. The Internet of Value is us getting ready to all become gods in a new universe. There you go. We're all gonna upload ourselves. Oh boy. Oh boy. Yeah. Yeah, we're all just fractal aspects of a single organism. Ultimately, yeah. I mean, the universe is fractaled, so why wouldn't consciousness just be a fractal of a larger consciousness? Makes sense. I thought everyone knew that, right? I thought everybody did too, but you know, most people don't. Most people take it for granted. Most people would rather argue about what their god's name is over what their god is, you know. Oh boy, I got to stop this. I'm gonna make somebody mad. I don't want to make anybody mad. I should be talking about XRP. Not pumping again. Come on, you've consolidated enough for us. Thank you, XRP. All right. We've had enough consolidation for 3 bull runs, okay? 3. My exact philosophy being God is lonely by yourself. No doubt. No doubt. God did not create life. Some alien nations separated us in a test tube fashion, and we were once all single sex. Well, you know, why? I mean, so that's cool for explaining the Earth, right? But explain the universe, Chronic. Why is there a universe out there? XRP is the math god. The math god. God is the. I mean, if God exists, he is a mathematician. Either that, maybe Elon Musk is God, and he's just recreating his simulation within the simulation he created in the greater universe. You know, he just finally woke up as himself. He's like, oh yeah, I forgot I'm God. I can make a simulation that I can simulate my own being God in. I'm gonna do that now. And he's gonna drag us all into it. God dog. Check out some videos on the etymology of the dog word. That, you know, I was saying to my aunt yesterday. I was like, you know, you ever think about maybe, you know, we say that God, you know, sees everything we do. Maybe that's because God is our pets. Maybe God is every cat in the world, and that's why they sit there and judge us all day, because they're God, the only person that's allowed to judge you. A cat. Understand, the Terminator is out there. It can't be reasoned with. It can't be bargained with. It doesn't feel pity or remorse or fear, and absolutely will not stop ever until you're dead. I mean, maybe, but maybe that Terminator is in a timeline that is not shared with us, Tony Stark, because time is not just a forward-flowing river, it's an ocean that we're stuck in a single current of, right? But the current goes everywhere. We just perceive it going forward from our limited perspective. And that's why it brings in a lot of questions like, what is death, right? When I die, do I experience myself dying? Or does somebody else experience me dying? And I just experience... That was a close call, man. That was a really close call. Right? Mm-hmm. You are God with amnesia. We are all God with amnesia, Jose Martinez, as I like to say, but that's me pushing my one world religion, I guess, is what some people are calling. It's not a religion because I don't have a book. Graveheart. So the ancient Egyptians were onto something when they worshiped. Yeah, right? Maybe. I just use them as an example because, you know, like, you know, cats are a good example because they really do feel like they're judging you. So that's why I use it, right? The Anunnaki. But, you know, it's really any animal. You know, it's more obvious that you're looking at... It feels more obvious to me, I guess, when I look at animals that there's something extra there that's not just the bag of, the bag of fat and chemicals that we call the brain. There's something more there. And it's interesting. When you die, you just open your eyes in the next life. Yeah, which is the same life, right? Because think about it. I've never maybe somebody else out here has, but I've never woke up in a life other than the one that I'm living right now, right? But I do know that there's been several times that I've almost died. A lot of times I've almost died, actually. And a few of those times I don't really know how I lived. But I did. Now, how am I to know that I really didn't die, though? Maybe I died to my mother in that universe, in one universe where I really died, right? I'm just gone. But I'm still here consciously because the conscious me just stayed in a universe where where I don't die, where I didn't die, right? I almost died this week. No NDE either. Totally sucked. I'm glad you're still here, Batty. I'm not saying that people don't, because I've lost some loved ones myself already. I've lost quite a few loved ones already, but thankfully not quite a few. I know some people who've lost way more family members than me at my age. But, I've lost some really close people to me, so it's not like I don't understand loss or that I'm trying to write it off, as much as just, you don't really need to make up a heaven or hell for life to continue within the universe as we know it, beyond your physical corporeal form, based upon someone else's interpretation of your life having came to its ultimate conclusion, right? I mean, that, then you're like, well, how does that resolve, people that are really old, like 200 years ago, how did they not just die of old age? It's a good question. I don't know. That's a hole in my own proposition, right? And that's a hole that I know exists there. That's why I'm just entertaining thoughts. I'm just ranting thoughts that are coming to my heads, people. I promise I don't believe this craziness. Ever read The Egg by Andy Weir? No, I have not, Code Ward. Is that a chicken and egg proposition? You can get a free copy of Demonology. Oh, God. King James, methinks. I'm not... Demonology? Is that legitimate study of demons, brother? Or is it study of maybe Sphinx? I don't know. You kind of changed topics on me there pretty dramatically, I think. Matrix movie theory makes sense to me. We all just plugged into a reality, maybe. Yeah, I mean that's ultimately what I think of Chronic is the Matrix, only instead of everyone in the world being plugged into the same matrix, we're all plugged into our own matrix, where we create a matrice of minds, of our own mind, where it's in competition against itself. And all the humans are plugged into the same exact thing on the, outside of the matrix. We're all in our own matrix. It's the only way it makes sense. It's the only way that it could make sense, as far as some of the oddities that occur that people report, at least. If you're to assume that all perceptions of reality are to be given equal credit, right? A guy made a guide to hunting witches. Oh my. Game over. Do you wish to continue? Yes. Maybe a brush with death is an opportunity to check out of the simulation, and if you wish to continue, you shift to a timeline in which you survive. Maybe, right? And maybe that's how it works too. Maybe that's why suicide's the big unforgivable one, because it's you choosing to check out, right? Maybe that's why it's always talking about having to give up your mortality, or to give up materialism, as opposed to embrace it. Because if you don't give up materialism, then you never die, right? Because you never accept death. You always just hit continue. Some deep philosophical implications of that proposition there, Graveheart. I like it. Check it out. Well worth the read. I'll definitely look into it, Code. I'll definitely look into the Egg by Andy Weir. I'm actually gonna write that down just so I don't forget. Where in a consensus reality? That seems most probable, right? That's that what we experience as reality is what we agree we experience as reality, kind of notion, right? I could definitely get behind that. That seems legitimate enough. legitimate enough to put some belief behind, right? How long? Oh, 2 hours. All right. Well, I'm putting down this book recommendation from Code Here by Andy Weir, and I'm gonna call our stream adieu. Though I do appreciate everybody having tuned in tonight. It was fun conversing with everybody, as always. To all my regulars who constantly check in, Graveheart, Chronic Yi, this is the second time I've seen you in my chat conversation, so thank you for stopping in. Lord My Senpai, it's always a pleasure, brother. One Man Army, I should have died legit about 5 times. Now I'm a wuss. I feel it. I feel like I've been on that brush at least. Car wreck, plane crash, another car wreck, almost in a semi-accident, dying at birth 2 times as a baby, actually. Like 6, 7 times that I've died. Almost died, right? So yeah. It's weird. It's a beautiful gift that I'm glad that I get to continue to experience, right? Not what I would have said maybe a decade ago when I was suffering with severe depression, but life changes people. So, with all that said, I hope everybody has enjoyed tonight's live stream with the Martian Buddhist, the Buddhist Martian, right? I appreciate everybody tuning in as always. I know I didn't shout out everybody that's been in here, but I do appreciate every last one of you for tuning in. If you haven't already, on your way out, please hit that like. Also, if you're new, hit that subscribe, and I'll see all of you in my first video tomorrow. Monday, we get back to our typical normal video stream. Won't be doing, maybe I'll start doing live streams a little bit more frequently during the week, but for now, I'm just going to stick to doing live streams during the weekend to engage with everybody while the news is slow, and while the news is pumping, I'll be pumping out content. So until next time, I've been Jade. You've been watching The Martian Report. I can't wait to see all of you in my next video on Mars.